Hi everyone, welcome back to Avishkar. We are into the video series of executing Python code in presentation slides. Previously, we saw how to configure Python project and convert Jupyter Notebook into slides. In this video, we will see how to execute Python code inside presentation slides and add static info like links, images, videos into the slides. Without wasting any time, let's get started. Now, open the terminal from your project directory and start the Jupyter server. In the previous video, we have already configured the Python project. If you have not gone through it, I'll give you a link in the description. It's highly recommended to watch that video. Now we will start the Jupyter Notebook server. Type write run Jupyter space notebook. This will start a notebook server with default localhost IP address 127.0.0.1. So in the previous video, we have gone through basic slide.ipynb file. For today's video, I'll create a new Jupyter Notebook file. Click on New, Python 3. We'll rename it as Python presentation. Before adding content, we'll outline the presentation first. So for this video, I'll be using some 9 slides. In the 9 slides, the text content will go like this. The first slide with Python, then second slide, the distributions, listing out of distributions of Python. Then in the slide number 3, 4, and 5, we have the description about the distribution of Python. Then in the fifth slide, we are going to add the video. We'll see with that. Then next, F string and string format, title. Then in the last two slides, we will see how to run Python code inside the presentation. Along with the text, like previously, we have gone through adding the text in the slides. Now we will also see how to add images into it and video links on the slide. Directly, we can run the videos while presenting also. Then we will see how to add links to it. We will be seeing how to add links. Then we will see how to execute code inside presentation. Along with this, sometimes we require the slide to be shown like one after other, the slide content to be shown one after other. Like in the second slide, we have here distributions. Now, Anaconda, Active State, and Jython will be shown at a time. Everything will be shown at a time when we add it in a cell, as we saw in the last video. Now, if I want to change it to step by step, I want first Anaconda to be shown, then Active State, then Jython to be shown one after other. We are going to use a section known as fragments. By using fragments, we will achieve those type of effect. We will see all these things in this video. Now we will start adding the content into the Jupyter Notebook file. So the first slide, I want the Python title to be shown along with the image. So I'll convert this cell into a markdown cell. You can click on this drop down and choose markdown, or you can use the shortcut of M when it is in the command mode. Shift enter to execute that cell and to create a new cell. Now we have the content ready. Still we have not added the images, links and all. We'll see later how to do it. We have this content. Now I need to convert this into an slide. For that, we will be going through view, cell toolbar, click on slideshow. This is going to add a new drop down for every cell. Here select it as slide. Now, after this, choose the first one and click on this Rise slideshow. So now we have this Python distributions slide, Anaconda slide, active state Python, Jython. Then the video section is going to come over there, a string and string format method. Then next two slides, we are going to add it later. Now click on this exit button. Now we'll see how to add images into the cell. So double click on this to go into the edit mode. Now to add an image here, you can use the HTML tag to add the image, or you can use markdown way of adding the image. Already I have some images being stored in that location. Here in this directory have the images stored, python underscore logo, Jython and active state. I'll use these images. So to add an image using markdown structure, use exclamatory, then inside square bracket, add the alt tag, then inside parenthesis, locate the location of the image. It is inside images directory and the name of the file is python underscore logo.png. After adding this, click on run. Now here we can see the image is been added onto this particular cell. Same as it is, I am going to do the same with active state, Jython and Anaconda. In Anaconda section, we'll see how to add the image from the web. Here we have added it from the local storage. If I want to add any image from the web, it is similar to the previous method itself. We need to have the exclamatory, then alt tag, then inside parenthesis, we need to define the location of the image. Now I am using an image from the internet. So I'll go for Anaconda website. I'll add another two images for active state and Jython. Now, if we want to add any videos, if it is in the local source, we can add it using the video tag. I'll be adding a video from the YouTube. For that, you can go to any YouTube video which you want to add it in your slide. I'll be using a video from Avishkar itself. This one, all you need to know about installing Python 3.13 on Windows 10. Go with share. In the share, select with embed. So here we have the code which we can add it inside the Jupyter Notebook to get the video playing. So I'll click on copy. Let's paste it. Sometimes if you are not able to see the video over here, you can change this cell to an code cell and add double percentage HTML and run. This is going to add the YouTube video onto that particular slide. Then when we want to add the link, we can use the markdown structure, or you can use the HTML of anchor tag. Here I'll be using the markdown one. So inside square bracket, write the content to be displayed on the slide. Then inside parenthesis, choose the link which you want to add. We have added it for active state. We'll add it for Anaconda. Okay. Now we have the slide ready with images, links, and video being added. Now we will go to slides by clicking on this button. And if you want to make this X and this question mark to be hidden, you can press comma in your keyboard, which is going to hide those symbols. If you want to get it back, you can press once again the same button, it will be back. Now in the first slide, we have the logo of Python and the Python. Here it is in the left side. We want it to be in the center. Okay, or if you want to increase the size of the image or decrease the size of the image, we'll see those customization of the slides in the future video. Now in the first slide, we have this image and the Python. Second slide, the distributions listed. Then in the third slide, the image logo of Anaconda, title, and the website link. If we are going to click on this, it's going to take us to the website. Close both. Now if I going to click on this, it's going to take me to that particular website. Then here we have the video. Now if I click on this play button, the video is going to start playing on the slide itself. We can see now over here it started playing on the slide itself. Now the next thing is we need to add this fragment section in the second slide. So each and every cell represents a particular slide. If I want to make it as a fragment, here in the drop down we can see we have here the section known as fragment. That cell need to be changed to the fragment. So if I change it to the fragment, then it will be added to the previous slide. I don't want that. I want this Anaconda, active state, and Jython to be as a separate fragment. For that, I need to make this single cell into 4 different cells. For that, you can go to the edit mode of the cell by double clicking on that. Then place your cursor where you want to split the cell, then go to edit and click on split cell, or you can use Control Shift minus as a shortcut. Now I want the Anaconda, active state, and Jython to be displayed one after other. So I'll make these content also to be in different cells. Now I have created 4 different cells for a single slide. Now I'll change these 3 as fragments. After that, save, then click on this rise button. Then in the second slide, it's showing only distributions heading. Now if we click on space, again, we can see one by one, it's going to show the content. So this can be achieved with the help of fragments. Each and every fragment should be in a separate cell. Then the next one is subslide. For the subslide, like Python is the main slide, then distribution is the main slide, then the video is another main slide, then string or string format is a main slide. This Anaconda, active state, and Jython is a subslide for this distribution. Then these 2 code cells are subslide for this string and string format. So these subslides are something like you can have it like a vertical slide. Now we have something like an horizontal slide. If we go for rise here, okay, now we have everything in the form of vertical slide. You can get this by pressing W. Okay, now if I want these 3 slides, Anaconda, active state, and Jython, to be in the vertical of distribution, then we can make it as a subslide. So for that, I'll change this slide into subslide. After that, save. Now for rise, first slide we have the main slide, second slide the distribution, then the fragments, then the next slide it is a vertical slide, it's a subslide. Anaconda, active state, and Jython. Then the next one is a main slide. We have it horizontally itself. If you press W, you can see that structure easily over here. Okay, this will be helpful. Say whenever you are going to present your presentation, okay, you have completed the topic. Now I am presenting a topic now with Python. In the previous class, I have completed distributions topic. I don't want to go through the distributions part again. Then instead of pressing space, if you press space, it will go for the next slides. Instead of that, you can use your mouse and you can click on this right arrow button, okay, which will take you to the next main slide. This is going to be helpful when you have completed a topic and you want to skip those slides and you want to move to the next one. That is the vertical slides you want to skip. In those conditions, you can come to this right bottom corner and you can click on this right arrow mark, which will take you directly to the next main slide instead of the sub slides. If you press on this back, you can see it will take you to the main slide. So now we are into the main slide. If you want to explain it, then you can go with the vertical one. If you want to skip, you can go directly to the next main slide. This is one way. Another way is to press W and you can choose whichever slide you want to go. Okay, and press enter. It will take you to that particular slide. It will take you to that particular slide. You can overview the slides by pressing W and you can move using your keyboard arrow keys. Then you can press the particular one to go into that particular slide. Okay. Now we will create the cell to execute the code while presenting itself. For that, I'll add two more cells at the end of the documentation. You can add wherever you need to add your code. I'll have a content as name Avishka, then social media as YouTube. Okay, then here we'll go with a print statement using f string method. Now I want these two code cell need to be converted to slides. In two different slides I want this output, so we can choose it as slide here. I'll go with the sub slide because we have f string and string format as the main slide. These slides I'll make it as sub slides. Okay, now click on save. And if you want to start from the beginning, you can select the first cell and you can click on this icon. Or if you want to start directly from f string and string format, you can select that cell and you can click on this button. Now it starts directly from that particular cell. So space, now we are in this. So here directly I can execute it. Okay, now it has been showing as a code cell. I can click on this, I can edit this content. We can edit the content. Now if I want to execute this cell, you can press Control Enter. That is going to execute the cell. Okay, here I have a error with, so Control Enter. So now name and social media is been saved, the variable is being created and the data has been stored in that. Now in the next slide I'm going to print it. So same Control Enter, we can see it has been printed out as subscribe to Avishkar YouTube channel. If I want to edit, okay, this statement, and I have n number of social media channels, then I want to link all those things. If I want to link all those things, okay, then I can create a list and I can go with the for loop. For this I no need to shift between editor and the slide. I can directly get into the particular slide where I want to edit it. Then I'll add a list over here. Now I have created a a list. So to store it, same once again, control, enter. You can see the number over here, it changes. That indicates that value has been altered. That is, that cell has been executed. Next here, I need to write a for loop. So I'll comment this part, then I'll go with for loop. For loop for printing the output has been entered. Now to execute it, same, press Control, enter. Now we can see the code got executed directly on the presentation slide. We no need to switch between editor and the presentation. Now to exit out of this presentation, you can press this X button, which has been shown on the left top corner. That will exit out of the presentation. Now the beauty of this is whatever you have edited while explaining on the slide will be saved in the document. That is in the IPYNB file, it will be saved. Okay. Rise is basically a library which we are using to convert Jupyter Notebook cells into slides. So whenever you edit something on the presentation, it will be automatically edited in the documentation. So we have those content which have been shown. If I want to skip any slide, okay, say after some time I don't want this video slide to be shown, then instead of removing it directly from the document, only in the presentation I need to remove means, then you can choose this drop down and select as skip, then save, go for presentation now. So we have the first slide, distributions, then anaconda slide, active state, Jython, string and string format. We have the code, you can edit and you can execute. Now we have a presentation slide where we can demonstrate Python code without switching back and forth between editor and presentation. To exit out of the slide mode, same. Press this X button, or you can also press Alt R to exit out of the presentation mode. If you want to know the shortcuts, you can go for help and click on keyboard shortcuts. When you are in slideshow mode, if you want to know the shortcuts, you can press on this question mark key. It is going to show you the shortcuts which can be used. And that's it for this video. In the next section, we will see how to customize the theme, alter the slide transition, and enable the chalkboard feature into the presentation. If you found this video series helpful, share it with your friends and fellow developers. Any queries related to the topic, drop them down in the comment section. We will be happy to help you. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.